Before I start the video, I just want to preface that I still have to go to work. It's a blessing and a curse because I'm still lucky enough to have my job and be able to go to work. But I feel like it's a curse because me and my coworkers talking, and we found out that a Target, like the workers at Target in North Carolina tested positive, like all of the workers there for the coronavirus. And I'm like, that's crazy how these corporate companies are like risking our lives in order to stay open for business to make more money. And like Target is like a multi-million dollar company. Like they have more than enough to let us go home and be safe, but they would rather make money. And it just makes you think how many companies care about money and not their own workers. Like, I promise you guys, if I were to die today, they would just replace me. Like, that's all they're gonna do. And I mean, like, what else is there to do? But it's just, these jobs make you think that they care about you, but I just like, they don't show it, you know? It's like a good book. Like, the author could always tell you that the main character is a bad bitch, but if you don't see it, then she's not a bad bitch, you know? Anyways, that's the real reason why we're here. I am doing a TBR for books that I'm going to be doing while I socially distance myself, even though I still have to go to work for 4 hours out of my day. But I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just, this is showing me a lot, you know? And honestly, I never leave my house anyways. The only time I leave my house is if I go to work. So nothing's gonna change, but these are the books that I'm going to be reading while everyone else is social distancing and quarantining. And yeah, but before we even start that again, I want to show you guys these bookmarks that I got. If you know me, then you know that I do not care about bookmarks. Like, you know that like I would literally I never buy bookmarks. I literally used to make my own bookmarks because I'm like, why do I want to spend money on these things, these pieces of cardboard that I could just make myself? But that is because I'm cheap. That doesn't have anything to do with like me not liking bookmarks. I'm just cheap. But I recently found this Instagram account that I'm like absolutely obsessed with. Her name is Jemlincreations, and she creates these bookmarks. So these are the book. Half of these are upside down. So these are the bookmarks that she made. This isn't like sponsored or anything. I just want to show you guys because I really like love and appreciate her art, and she's such a kind person. We became like friends, and she's just such a kind person, and I really think that you guys should buy her bookmarks to help support her. So I just want to show you guys some of the bookmarks that I got. I got Jude from the Cruel Prince. Like, look how good she did Jude. Like, this is so good. And like the back, sometimes she does like little creative stuff on the back too. And like I want a cardigan, but he's all sold out, of course. Like, I wish I would stop trying to steal my man's from me, but whatever. And then we have Bryce. I almost forgot her name. Bryce from Crescent City. Then I got Cordelia. Cordelia from Chain of Gold, and I really like this art. And yeah, and then my favorite bookmark of them all. Y'all ain't ready. Look at this. Look at this. This is about to be the bookmark that I'm about to use in all of my books once I stop losing my marks in my books. But this is about to be the bookmark that I use all the time because look at her. Look at her. I can't. I can't. Let's just get into this TBR before it's any longer than it needs to be. We're going to talk about the physical books that I want to read first because these are the books that you guys can see. So the first book I have is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which a friend of mine, Diana from Paperback Jedi, got me just because I was supposed to go on a date with this guy a few days ago, and then he canceled on me, and I was like so sad, and I was like, I want to buy me some things, but I don't have any money. So Diana was nice enough to buy me this and some more books that I'm going to talk about later. But I really want to read this because I was subscribed to Chloe on Patreon, and her buddy read of the month is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I didn't read Stranger Dreamer last month, so I really want to read the book this month and at least try to keep up as best as I can, even if the books aren't on my TBR. And honestly, I really want to get into more like thrillers. I mean, I read a lot of thrillers, but they all suck. So hopefully this is good. Chloe loved it, so hopefully I'll like it too. So the next book I have is Kings of the Wild, and this is an adult fantasy. It's about these group of guys who were like, you know, when they were young, like they were like those guys, and then they kind of grow old grow older, get smelly, and one guy comes and I think his daughter is kidnapped, so they all like get the band back together and go on like this adventure. And I really want to read it because a lot of people like it. Like even Chelsea Darling Reads, who doesn't read a lot of fantasy, she at least gave this book a 4 star. So I was like, oh, okay, I could see myself like really enjoying this. And I've really been trying to get more into adult fantasy recently, so I feel like this would help me like transition to that genre a lot. The next book I have on this list is The Witcher, which I asked on Twitter if you guys think that I should, like, what would help me get a better idea of the book series, because I know these are just like short stories. So I just want to know what would help me get a better idea of the book series. Would it be watching the TV show first and then reading the books, or reading the books and watching the TV show? And a lot of people said to read the books first. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the books. I only got this book just because I want to make sure I like it before I buy the rest of them, which I mean, I hope I do, because Geralt, he's hot. Not gonna lie to you guys. I really want to play the video games. I want to get a Nintendo Switch, and I really want to get the Witcher game, but I'm not more like a gamer. Like, I don't play games a lot, but I really want to be a gamer girl, like I just feel like I would just be like the perfect gamer girl. Yeah, I get bored really easily, so video games just usually aren't for me, but Gyarados hot, like I said. So the last book on my physical TBR is the 5th season, which Diana also got me. She got me the whole entire box set. And in my recent video, I said how I wanted to read this book because it takes place during like the end of the world. And I'm so excited I got this book physically because I've tried the audiobook, I've tried the ebook, I've tried literally everything except physically. And now I have it physically, so now I can try it. And I feel like I'll enjoy the book more physically. So I'm very excited to start this one. I hope I can start it like sooner rather than later. So the next books on my list are all ebooks. So recently I've been reading a lot of paranormal romances. So the first romance I have is, well, I haven't been reading a lot of paranormal romances, but I've been like in the mood to read a lot. I've been watching like a lot of recommendation videos and everything about paranormal romances because I really want to get into them. I mean, I've kind of gotten into them, but I want to get deeper into them. Adult paranormal romances, because whenever I say paranormal romance, y'all be like, hush, hush, Twilight. No, I want adults. So the first book on this list is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. Everyone talks about her. Like, when I was looking up vampire books, this was higher than Twilight, and I did not know that like people love this series more than they love Twilight. So I guess the more you know. But I'm definitely going to be checking this out. I mean, I've started reading it and I really, really like it. Like, I mean, I don't like absolutely love it, but I'm really enjoying the first book, and the fact that it's a long series, like, I honestly can't wait to jump into this. So hopefully I can still order Amazon books because I get paid this Friday and I have like the first 5 books in my cart. So hopefully I can get it physically soon. I have it on my Kindle. I bought it on my Kindle, but I want it the mass market paperbacks because they're so tiny and cute. But yeah, anyways, the next book I have on this list is The Raven and the Dove, and I personally don't remember what this book is about, but I mean, look at the cover. Also, the main guy kind of looks like Reeson, which, I mean, Reeson is a fictional character who doesn't exist, so how can another fictional character look like Reeson? But he just looks like Reeson to me, and I want to read it. So yeah, next book on this list is Dead Witch Walking, which I don't remember what it was about, but it's a paranormal romance, and it's about a witch. And I like a lot of paranormal romances I get recommended are about vampires, so the fact that this one was about a witch, like, I really want to check that out. And the cover, it just looks really like cute to me. I really love the uses of the reds in the cover, so I really just want to check that one out. And the next book is Burn For Me, which I don't remember what it's about, but every time I talk about paranormal romance, Mika's always like, read Burn For Me, read Burn For Me. I love this so much, like, read Burn For Me. So I'm like, okay, sis, I'll read Burn For Me so she can finally shut up. So honestly, Mika should do more recommendations videos because sis has recommendations for literally everything, and I think that a lot of you guys will really like it if, like, if you're also subscribed to her. After that, I have significantly sufficiently advanced magic, which I don't remember what this one is about either. Trash, but it's an adult fantasy romance, and Jess from Jess Nevertheless recommended it, and she talked about it in one of her videos, and I remember like just really like liking what she described, so I got it, and it was on Kindle Unlimited. So if it's on Kindle Unlimited, I'm gonna pick it up. Then we have Omens by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which This one is just like an adult paranormal romance, and it's about a girl who she doesn't really have a family, and then she finds out that her parents were serial killers, so she moves to this small town. And it's just like, I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I remember in one of my videos a subscriber of mine recommended the book, and I finally just have been in the mood. I mean, it's always been on my TBR since they recommended it to me, but I finally been in the mood to read it. And I really like when you guys recommend me books, because I feel like you guys like, I feel like my subscribers know what I like more than I know what I like, which, I mean, thankfully I'm blessed with like subscribers who know me as well, that well, so I really do appreciate that. And the last ebook I have is Bone Crier's Moon, which just came out recently. I don't really know if I want to read it. I got it on my iPad, so I don't really know if I want to read it because I haven't really been in the mood to read YA fantasy lately. I feel like it's going to be very cool, but it's going to be a very typical YA romance with, like, I don't know, enemies to lovers, which, I mean, I love, but I feel like a lot of authors caught on to us loving enemies to lovers, and now they just put it in there just to put it in there. But yeah, and it just seems very, like, from the reviews, a lot of reviews, just it just makes it seem like it's very, like, boring, and very, it's not bringing anything new to the table. And, like, yeah, they're like, yeah, this is a good first book, but it just doesn't seem like it brings anything new to the table. And it's like, I want to read new, I want to read something that, like, shakes the table a little bit, so I don't know, I still want to read it, but I'm just nervous that it's just going to be a 3-star read. And I'm tired of 3-star reads. I want 5-star reads, but I also am really harsh, so it could just, it's more than likely to get a 3-star read because I'm a very harsh like rater and reviewer. So and then lastly, I have audiobooks, because if you didn't know, Scribd is letting people have Scribd for free. You don't have to insert your credit card or anything like that. Like, it's literally just Scribd for free. So I came up with like a list of audiobooks I really want to do. I have Skyward. I actually have Skyward on Libby now. I've been meaning to finish this for a while. It's not a bad book. I just put it down and I never picked it back up again, which, I mean, I do a lot in general anyways. But I was really, really enjoying it. But I feel like maybe the audiobook can help me grasp more. The only issue is I haven't really been into audiobooks recently, which is why I want to switch, because I see a lot of people like playing Switch, getting their Switches and playing games while they listen to audiobooks, which I feel like would help me focus more, because I will get on Twitter and I will tune things out and I will miss points, and I won't go back. I'm not going back. And yeah, so I feel like I haven't really been listening to audiobooks recently. Like, I haven't been paying attention to them. So I really want to get back into listening to audiobooks because it was so helpful. But the next audiobook I have is Red Rising, because I have this on my shelves. It's been on my shelf for a while, and I meant to get to it last summer, and I haven't gotten to it yet. So I feel like it's just a little, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little overdue, and I really just want to get into it, especially because it's adult sci-fi, which I'm trying to get into recently. I haven't really read a lot of sci-fi, let alone adult sci-fi, so I really want to get into Red Rising. Also, I want to know if I like it or not, so I can hurry up and see if I want to get this book off my bookshelf, because I have the first one and the last one and not the second one. So I really want to know if I like it before I buy the second one, so I can just get rid of it completely. But I have If We Were Villains, because that was supposed to be my February read. No, it's supposed to be my March read for my book club, which I forgot the name of my own book club. Yep, that's me, the idiot. So the Society Reads. Yeah. So yeah, it was supposed to be my March for the Society Reads, and I mean, March isn't over yet, but March is barely over, but I don't really want to read it, but I also don't want to let my book club down, because this is a very casual book club. I'm like, hey, this is the book we're going to read for this month, and then everyone just reads it. We don't do any live streams, or I don't even use Discord anymore, but I'm a flop. That is what this video is making me realize. The next book I have is The Merciful Crow, and I forgot what this book was about. Someone pitched it to me, and it was a very good idea. And I forget what a lot of books I want to read are about, because I just read them. I say, this sounds really, really good. I really want to get to this when it comes out. Or I say, this sounds interesting. I want to see if I want to get to it. I put it in my Goodreads anticipated list, and then I just go on about my life. And yeah, so I don't remember exactly what this book was about, but someone pitched it to me, and it basically said like the people who have done wrong in their life die and they come back as crows, and I really thought that was interesting, and I really liked the author. Like they used to draw, I used to see them drawing their book a lot on Twitter, and I was like, this is actually really cool, and I have been meaning to get to it, but I just never did. So I really want to get to The Merciful Crow. And the last book on this list is Red Sister, which everyone says is supposed to be like Nevernight. Well, Nevernight is supposed to be like this book. And I really want to give it a try because if you know your girl did not really enjoy Nevernight all that much. Hoping that Red Sister becomes my Nevernight because a lot of people compare them to each other. I know Melanie from Milton and Annie loves Red Sister and Nevernight, so I really just hope that Red Sister gives me everything that Nevernight couldn't. And these are all the books that I just plan on reading while we are in this pandemic. And I hope that I can get a lot of reading done. I mean, yeah, I always get a lot of reading done. I haven't been reading a lot this month, but hopefully I can get a lot of reading done to redeem myself because I've only read like 6 books so far this month, which isn't bad at all. Just for me, it's just like I'm always like, yeah. That is it for this video. I hope that you liked it, and um let me know what books you plan to be reading, if you plan on reading any of these books just by chance. And I know I said I want to read The Darkest Minds, but I changed my mind a lot and I don't want to read it anymore. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope that you liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.